welcome back to Cooking with Ryan. Today we are going to be making one of my absolute favorites, cream puffs. Okay, why don't we get started? First of all, we want to preheat our oven to 475 because that's what you always want to do when you get started. We're going to put the stove on high. We're going to put our cold butter in our medium saucepan. And this is 3/4 a cup of butter and 1 cup of water. Okay, we just want to stir this until melted. So the first time I ever made cream puffs was once on my birthday. My mom took me to a cooking class, a French cooking class, and that was one of my favorite experiences I've ever had. And when I tried the cream puffs, I was so surprised because I've never had a cream puff. And now I've been making them ever since. So I melted my butter and water mixture, and I'm just going to turn my stove off. And we're going to come to the dry ingredients. We have 1 cup of all-purpose flour. We're going to put it in the sifter. We want to make sure everything's smooth. 1 tablespoon of sugar and a dash of salt. We're going to sift it all together. We want our cream puffs to be nice and smooth once again. We're going to pour all of our dry ingredients into the butter and water mixture. And right now we have our stove on medium heat. Now this is the fun part. You will get a bit of an exercise here, but you just want to keep stirring all of the dry ingredients and the butter and water mixture very vigorously until all of the mixture has released from the sides of the pan until it forms into a little ball. This is the part where the wooden spoon definitely comes in handy because it doesn't stick to the mixture. Okay, we're going to turn our oven off and plop this into our bowl that we started in. And we want to let it cool for about 1 minute. That was ready. We want to make sure it's cool. So a good technique to use is stick your finger in it for about 10-15 seconds, and if it doesn't burn, and if it's nice and comfortable, then go ahead. Why don't we go ahead and pour this into my electric mixer? But a mixer is optional. If you'd rather do it by hand, that's totally your decision. Now we're going to pour half of our eggs into the dough. And go ahead and let's get started. It's gonna look, you want it to look shiny, so let that mix for a little bit. And then stop it and add half of the eggs. Okay. Get a nice texture. And then why don't we add the rest of our egg. And we put about 4 eggs, and make sure they're room temperature. Now once the mixture is ready, it will look a bit sticky, but that's okay. That's what it's supposed to look like. You want to get all of that out, all the good stuff. Okay, so the next step is we want to pipe the pastry dough. I find this trick very useful. When you don't have a pastry bag, just use a plastic bag. And this is what I like to do. Just in case you don't have an extra hand, I like to put my pastry bag in something like a bowl. We're going to pour our dough into my bag. Get it all in there. It'll be a little sticky. That's okay. Okay, so we're going to take the bag out, and we're just going to cut it so we can begin to pipe our pastries. Now I'm going to start piping. We just want to do about 1 inch and get a little bit of water is always handy. Now we're going to do another one. They're going to get pretty big, so you want to leave them a couple, maybe an inch apart. Doesn't really matter. Okay. Okay, the last one. Okay. There we go. Now we're going to make one of the easiest things there probably is in the world to make. We're just going to make a simple egg wash. 1 egg. And a dash of water. Just a dash. Some people use the whole egg. Some people use the white or the yolk. I'm just going to use the whole egg as it makes the pastries look shiny. Okay, now we're going to start putting the egg wash on. Want to put them on the top, and you don't really want them to hit the pan because then they'll get brown. Put it on there. This is also good for smoothing out the top of the pastry. There we go, last but not least. Now we are going to put them in our oven, finally. And we're going to put them in for about 20 minutes, 20-22 minutes, or just a light brown. We're going to start on our filling, the whipped cream. This is so easy. We're going to have 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, right, in the mixing bowl. 3 tablespoons of confectioner's sugar. Whipping cream's so good. It's so fluffy and creamy. It's one of my favorites. And 3/4 a cup of heavy whipping cream. Now this is where it gets good. Okay. Now we're going to whip this up until it gets nice and fluffy. And you don't want to overmix it. Okay, I think it's ready. You know it's ready when you see stiff peaks in the whipped cream. Now we're going to wait for our cream puffs to be ready before we fill them with our whipped cream. They're ready. We're going to turn the oven off and let them sit for about 5 minutes just to cool them off and make sure they're nice and airy in the middle. We're going to take them out of the oven. It's been 5 minutes since they've been cooling in the oven. They're nice and big and puffy, just how they should be. Now, for them to cool off, we're going to want to poke the knife in the bottom of each one. They may be a little hot. And you can see they're hollow in this inside, and that's just great. After we poke the knife in them, we're going to transfer them to a cooling rack, you know, just to make sure they can cool even more. I'm almost finished cutting these with a serrated knife, and if you can see, they're very hollow inside, and that's just how we want them so we can put the cream in. Okay, now since we're done cutting them, we're going to assemble them with our whipped cream. Just 1 spoonful of whipped cream will do it. I'm going to put it right in the center. Now put the little cap on. And see, it doesn't have to be perfect. These are great for a dinner party. They will be gone in an instant, I'm telling you. Now let's try it. I never regret biting into one of these things. Thank you so much for watching Cooking with Ryan. Hope you try these at home. Bye.